what you want, cause a pirate is free. You are a pirate. You're our daily king. Being a pirate is alright with me. Do what you want, cause a pirate is free. You are a pirate. Yo ho.
Alright, this morning we're going to take the runabout. And I'm gonna go make a run and pick up some tobacco for the cigarette making I'm about to do. So, we'll go on and we'll see how we get. Alright, here we go. Batteries on full. We're riding shotgun there. And we'll start off. To get it started, and then I cruise, and I don't keep the throttle pushed all the way down. That's bad. Reduces the range. Pedaling a little up the hill just to kind of save it. It's not a particularly fast bike. It wasn't built to be. It was built to be kind of a hybrid of both. See, I kind of I use the electric motor for cruising, and I kind of pedal at starts and stuff. We're about halfway there. That was a pretty good bump. Lady had the green light and insisted that I go, so I went. Whenever I take the runabout anywhere, I always get looks. I don't know if it's because of the way I'm dressed or the bike itself or the fact that they watch me for like 5 minutes and I don't pedal the entire time. I don't know. I don't mind. There, it's around up and around this bend here, so I don't want to ride on the sidewalk. I'm riding on the road, but the traffic's so light right now, so, and there it is. Lost my hat. I was clocking some speed. Let's see if I can just grab it on drive-by. It almost never happens. All right, here we go. Hi, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I need a bag of Big O?
Black
Tobacco?
O.
Black O.
Okay.
Red.
The big bag?
Please.
This all for you?
Yes, ma'am.
$10.85. Do you need a bag or a lighter?
No, ma'am. I've got it. I conveniently brought my own bag.
There you go. Have a
Thank you
good
very
day.
much. You too. Stay safe.
You too.
go over here and center my load. Sorry about the camera angle on that. I had to sit you in the cup holder. Let me get buttoned down here. All right. So there we are. And my batteries are reading half. So, not too bad. Now for the ride back. Just checking my back tire. Now, adjust my hat. We're gonna go up the hill we just rode down. But for this, I'm gonna go up the sidewalk because it's a blind turn up there. You may hear that motor humming, but I'm pedaling too, so. I'll swerve out into the road. I have to say I'm impressed. These lead acid batteries that I use on this thing are years old now. But for an out-of-shape pirate like myself, this is a journey of, I think I paced it out at something like a little over 2 miles just to get a bag of tobacco. Skaters at the park back there. Social distancing, right? Just a leisurely ride. Just down to get the tobacco, primarily because I haven't ridden the runabout in a while. She's a good little bike. Even if I didn't have the e-bike on her, I would still have this bike because it is a 7-speed bicycle that folds up, so for the boat it's perfect. And I've made a trailer for it. I'll do a video about the trailer too. So I got traffic behind. Well, I'll stay on this side. I'll jump down later on. This is the part where I lost most of my battery on the way because it was all uphill. And it's the benefit of this is that just because you deplete your batteries going one way doesn't mean that you'll deplete them as heavily coming back. So there's my favorite Chinese place, chopsticks. So yeah, she's not a true e-bike because she's a pedal bike with an e-bike motor on her. And I really got to get the better batteries for it. Kind of hard with the Corona right now. Wish I had a Corona. Yeah, sidewalk runs out up here, so I have to switch sides. I didn't get lucky this way. Little illegal maneuver, but no big deal. And this is the exact thing that the runabout was designed for, were little grocery hops and little trips. A small, compact little bike I can use to get to fit places that I need to. Not necessarily always powered. I can pedal. The idea behind it was I can pedal to a gas station and then use the trailer and the e-bike motor to haul all the gasoline bags. Oh, mail's here. That's the mail truck behind me. All right, we're back home. Always do the swing around. Got her full throttle. Alright, there we go. One round trip to the tobacco store and back is like, I think it's around 3 miles. Batteries are showing in the red and empty. But when I turn it off, turn it back on, they're in the yellow. So they were showing because of the load. Alright, well, let me take her on inside and we'll plug the batteries in and see how much they actually discharged. Alright, so I got the bike back in. I'm going to put on the patented charging harness. So this connects them all in series, so I charge one giant 12-volt battery. It's a little cumbersome to do this, but the batteries were free, so it didn't cost me anything to do this. And this is just a trickle charger. Plugged in, analyzing, charging the 12-volt system. Batteries were 67% depleted. Not bad for 3+ year lead acid sealed batteries. This is actually what I'm using. They're from a bunch of scrap UPSs that I got, and they're 12 volts, but they're only 7 amp hour batteries. So since this is a 36-volt bike, I have 3 of these connected in parallel. So it's 67% left on the batteries of a 7 amp hour battery. So there you go. Not too bad. And they were reading, because of the amount I was on the thing the entire time. Usually if you turn it off and let the battery set for a bit, they'll balance back out. So that's it. Next is to make some cigarettes. Why don't I get over there first and I'll meet you there. Alright, so here's why I made the run today. This is what I bought. It's a 1-pound bag of, it's pipe cut tobacco, but it's cigarette tobacco. And I got a box of tubes right here, and all these is a empty, it's a cigarette, but it's basically empty. The paper is empty. What I'm going to be doing is injecting the tobacco with this machine here into the tubes, and they come in bundles. I buy them in boxes of bundles of 5. Each one of these boxes has 200 tubes, so this is a carton of cigarettes right here. So, oh, hold on a second. The receipt from the run, in case it's edited out of the video or whatever. So this 1-pound bag cost me $10.85, and I will get 5 cartons out of that. If I buy a bag and a bundle of 5 of these tubes, usually runs me around 13-14 bucks. One of the things I've done is I've actually taken, and I'm running an experiment, and this is about 1/4 pound of the tobacco vacuum sealed in a bag. So this is watertight and it's airtight, which should prevent the tobacco from going bad. So I've had this one sealed for about a month, and I've got several more of these, but that's what I will do with this bag is I will repackage it into the smaller bags, but I'm not going to open this today because I still have a bag that I'm working on. I'm going to make some cigarettes just to show the process, but this is ultimately what I'm doing. You know, some people hoard toilet paper. I started stockpiling tobacco, So I have my box of tubes, I have the machine, and this is a Top-O-Matic machine. I went with this particular one. It's a little bit more pricey. I roll 100 lengths, not king size. Plus this tobacco doesn't have all the stuff added that like commercial cigarettes do. So a lot of those fire safe chemicals and all that stuff isn't in this. The Top-O-Matic makes kings or hundreds. I have it set for hundreds because that's what I roll. And then I have this wonderful sterling silver plated serving tray that I picked up at Goodwill for like $5. It's a nice rim. It keeps all the shake and everything, makes it clean up real easy, and it's a nice sterile like surface. So, and I'm looking at my phone, which is the viewfinder for the camera, so I'm just going to put that over here for now. And I'm not going to do a whole lot. Usually what I'll do is I'll start a movie, and I will just roll cigarettes while I'm watching the movie. Once you see this process, you'll understand why it's kind of mind-numbing. But for what it is, because the reason I was inspired to do this is I don't have any cigarettes right now. And I just bought this bag of tobacco, even though I had tobacco here. I wanted more. It's $10.85 would get me 1 pack of tobacco. So I just grab a pinch, drop it in the slot like so. You don't pack it. Don't pack it. Just kind of shake it in so that it's in there firmly. Grab a tube, stick it on the side, pull the crank. That one was a little tight, but there you go. Cigarette. That one was a little tight. Probably because I'm into the shake of this bag, so the tobacco is capable of being packed a lot tighter. And that's all you do. Once you get it going, you make cigarettes. And this is how the DreadPirateMustache is able to fund his smoking habit, is because I pay $15 for cartons of cigarettes that are better. Now, the consistency isn't that of mass-produced cigarettes. That's completely understanding. But when I need cigarettes, I can make cigarettes. If this vacuum seal experiment goes well, you know, you can hoard this stuff, and it's airtight. It'll last frickin' forever. I don't know what the shelf life would be for something like this, but there's no moisture and there's no air in there, so I'm sure it's a really long time. But in this age of the quarantine, this is what we do. Just make cigarettes. See, I've already cranked out 7 cigarettes. I've almost cranked out half a pack just sitting here talking to you like this. And this is the way I do it. I don't make myself a big mountain. I do it in small little burps to keep the tobacco from drying out before I get it into the tube, because dry tobacco tends to crush, where moist tobacco tends to kind of like compress. So instead of filling a tube with tobacco dust, I actually fill it with tobacco, and then the tobacco pushes back out and fills out the tube and makes better. My cigarettes towards the end are always worse than the cigarettes out of a fresh bag, so I tend to use smaller samples so that I'm dealing with fresh almost all the time. And there it is, just that little amount that I pulled out. I've already rolled it all up. That's 3, 6, 9, 10, 11 cigarettes. Now, for an average smoker, that may be an entire day's worth. I chose the Top-O-Matic because it's an all-metal construction. It's all-metal construction, springs, everything, so it's very, very durable. If these springs wear out, I can get these at Home Depot. I've looked it up. But it does come with a parts catalog. You can order the stuff directly from the manufacturer too. This particular machine is coming up on 2 years old now, and when I bought it, just to kind of put, I've got a whole bunch of shake here, so I'm going to make a cigarette out of it. This particular machine, when I bought it a bag of tobacco and a package of tubes. So 1,000 tubes, a pound of tobacco, this machine, and my cigarette case. I don't have it over here. And all that stuff was like it was like $75. But when you think about the fact that when I had used up all those supplies, I had done 5 cartons of cigarettes. I still had some tobacco left too. I had 5 cartons of cigarettes. $75 for 5 cartons of cigarettes is unheard of. A carton of cigarettes goes for like $50, $60 now, depending on your brand and depending on your state. So this paid for itself the very first batch. And now I save insane amounts of money, and I've even taken this out onto the boat, and I've used it at the boat. Instead of carrying a bunch of cigarettes, I carried the apparatus and everything, and one quiet night on the boat, cranked out all the cigarettes that I used that entire trip. So it allows, it's a great way to, it's extraordinarily cheap. So, but I'm getting a low camera warning. So that's it for this segment. We'll move on to something else here.